Welcome to Tea Time with Karen. Today I'm going to talk about an article that somebody sent me. The article was entitled, I think, The World's Best Natural Antibiotic. And I have the ingredients here. Let me show you. You see that? And I'd like to discuss this because there's a lot of remedies out there that claim to be good for this and good for that. And the thing is to start understanding what makes a good remedy and what doesn't. And there are some really good ingredients in here, but I don't know that I would necessarily put all these together, and I'll explain this to you. So the ingredients, if you didn't get to see it, are garlic, ginger, horseradish, apple cider vinegar, turmeric, either the powder or the whole root, onions, and hot peppers. And what they're doing is then they're gonna ferment it for 2 weeks and then use this to help fight bacteria, virus, whatever it is they want to fight. Now the ingredients, they are good ingredients. Garlic is known to be antibacterial. As a matter of fact, there are studies on using garlic when antibiotics don't work in high doses, and I'm talking about like 4 or 5 cloves of garlic a day, which would be enough to really have that smell of garlic coming through your pores. Ginger is also an anti-inflammatory. Horseradish is known also for healing. They're all known to have good healing properties, like turmeric, anti-inflammatory. And the thing is, though, what we want to start looking at is what makes up the ingredients that they're talking about. And what we want to do, if you look at Chinese medicine or other ancient practices, there always is a balance. So you want to balance. So the herbs that you want to have the effect, those are going to be higher. And then there's going to be balancing herbs so that you don't put things over the top. So with this formula, all but one herb are hot for heat and drying. So they're hot herbs and they're drying herbs. So if you are already hot and dry, this is just going to make you hotter and drier. So that's not necessarily a good thing. You know, if you have a high fever, you want to bring the fever down. You don't want stuff that's going to stimulate and bring it up. So if you were making a Chinese formula, you would put in some cooling herbs to balance the formula. So the hot herbs would be the major, if that's what you're focusing on, and then the cooling herbs would help balance the formula. And this is really important. We want to balance. We don't want too hot, we don't want too cool, and any Chinese formulation is going to be balanced. There are other herbs they could put in, like chamomile or elderberries, that would have given it a little bit more balance from being hot. The taste of this is going to be very pungent, so it's not going to be a pleasing taste without adding something to it anyway. And like I said, using, when you read things, really pay attention like what it is. This one, it's kind of obvious that these are all hot ingredients. So, the last thing you want when you have a fever, which a lot of times when you need antibiotics, you would be having a fever, is more heat. So then you want to cool the body down, not heat it up. So, and they're also these are very stimulating herbs. And when you're sick in bed and have a fever, stimulation is really not what you need at that time. You need rest and not to be stimulated. So so yes, it's a good idea, and this may be a good thing to do preventively to have something like this, but I would still want a balance, and always look to balance things out. That will give you the best energies, and it won't get things out of whack. So you can use the herbs that you're going for, if they're warm, whatever their constitution is, but always make sure that you have other herbs so that there's always a balance once they start working, and you don't tip the scale the other way. Anyway, that's it from Tea Time with Karen, and thanks to everybody who's recently sent me articles and other questions. I really appreciate it, and it helps me address issues that you guys are having. So please continue to send them, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow on Tea Time with Karen.